a child who's being bullied will often not go to an adult or someone to tell them about it. They will not report it. It's often too late when you find out what's been happening. A good thing to do would be for teachers or parents to ask their children to draw or write about their personal experiences, either what their home life is like or what their school life is like. Get them to do that, and oftentimes through their art you'll be able to tell that something's not right. For instance, my own daughter, when she was very, very young, I asked her to draw a picture of herself, and she took a black crayon and she drew a circle, and eyes and nose and a mouth, all in black, and then she reached for the red crayon and she drew a little red teardrop. And I asked her, why she drew the teardrop, and she wouldn't tell me. She just kept shrugging her shoulders, and I don't know, are you sad? I don't know. So it was during my divorce, and I thought, well, maybe she's having some problems. I scheduled her to see a psychiatrist or a child psychologist, and she went for a little bit. And, it was because she was sad about the breakup. But I think that's how a young child, it's easier for them to explain what's going on with them through art or through a story. The story is about themselves, but they'll say it's about, I know a friend, or I have a friend where this is happening to. And you can read it after a while that it's happening to them. Oftentimes I use art as a distraction. Put that child's energy into something different, through art. Get them interested in art. Get them to paint. Get them to draw. We do all kinds of crafts in here. We do, at any level. There's children who, really literally cannot draw a straight line, but we'll find something for them to do with their hands. Couple weeks old to say 5 years old, in that 2-3-year-old range where they're starting to act up or maybe mistreat a friend. So that's another outlet for a child who maybe is aggressive, to try to get them to do something. I had a friend who owned a business, and he had a flower shop route. And what was great about it was he bought this truck and he went down to Philly every morning, and he had a really good business, and he was a little more expensive than some of the bigger guys, but the product was always good, so there was no waste. And he ended up developing a really nice little business. And then one big wholesaler found out about it and decided that they wanted a piece of the action. So what they did is they bought a bigger truck than he had, and they could offer the product at almost cost. A lot of people went to the bigger guy and actually put him out of business. And I spoke to him about it one time. He was very, very upset. I had been to meet him at a restaurant, and he was saying how it was costing his business, and he didn't know what he was going to do about it. He felt betrayed by the merchants that went to this bigger company and didn't stay with him. He ended up going outside one day and putting a shotgun in his mouth, and he killed himself. And he left a wife and three children. I think that if he understood that with any business, you're going to hit a problem. Just like in life, if you're being bullied for whatever reason, it's something that you have to figure out how to get around it. And it's the vulnerable people, the people that are very insecure and very fragile, that they think that this is the end of the world, that they just don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to get around it. And sometimes it ends up in death. And that's their way out. But I think if there's more interested people who can maybe help that individual as early as maybe a preschooler, to show them that, okay, you're going along your daily thing and you hit this wall. Well, you go around this way or you go around that way. That's what you have to learn to do to prevent it.
Go away, monsters.
I did want to mention that when analyzing children's artwork, if you happen to see through their artwork that they're having some kind of an issue or some kind of a problem that they feel that they are having at the time, you have to teach at a young age how to deal with it, what you can do to get over that, what you can do to get around it, what you can do to help yourself. My friend who killed himself maybe was never taught how to overcome an obstacle like that. I do know that this friend of mine who killed himself was in medical school, and he couldn't cut it in there either, and he dropped out. There probably was a lot of times in his lifetime where somebody close to him could have said to him, why are you giving up? Why are you giving up so soon? Why are you not going to persevere and try to get through this? And maybe they didn't. So I think it's important, starting from a young age, to teach our children how to cope with the problems and the bullying that they're going to run into in a lifetime, and how to find help for themselves. And maybe it won't always end up as such a disaster and such a horrible situation where they feel that the only way out of it is by killing themselves.